Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 33 of Hearts of Iron 4 as the German Reich. Things aren't going too badly. There are still a few units around that we could do with getting rid of. The invasions we are dealing with, to be honest. We are going to try and push the Americans and British Raj and everybody else out from over here, hopefully, with our medium tanks. In the meantime, things are going very, very well over here because we've got the port and these guys have got no way to recover every time we go and give them a beating. We do want to make sure that we keep the port defended, but any opportunity we get to sneak in behind them and cut them off, we should certainly do that. So let's make sure we keep moving in. We did actually manage to take that mountain, so let's keep pushing in and taking the rest of the mountains as well. I think these guys down here that have orders should all be just on aggressive right now. Especially as these guys have no real way to recover. And we'll get them all forced out of there. And then we'll be able to sort of dissolve the Raj campaign for a while. Still saying we've got unfulfilled supplies, but I don't know which because we seem to have everything coming in. Rubber from the Siamese Empire. But we still have a surplus of rubber, so that is fine. So go and do that. You only get rubber in 8s as well, don't you? So if, is it 8s or 16s? I can never remember. No, it's 8s, so we can go and get rid of a bit of that. So we've got rid of the surplus. Aluminium we're not importing. Oil we've got a lot of surplus now as well. It's probably because we built some of those factories. We don't have a surplus of anything else that we're importing, so that is fine. Air doctrine. We're working our way through that, so better fighter detection. Let's start working on these. So we're just going to throw everything at making our Air Force better in an attempt to use them to defeat Great Britain and get some paratroopers in over there. We are sort of pushing in there now. We'll say we've still got no manpower. We do recover a small amount per month. Only about 8k though, so it's not an awful lot. I don't need 27 divisions from Italy right now. Let's just go ahead and max all of these out. We might as well. We want the better military police as well. If we get the better military police, it'll help to deal with the resistance to occupation. Luckily, we've not been having too much of that recently. Where's our... what was our training army? Well, we got rid of the training army, didn't we? That's the point now, actually. We've got rid of the training army, so... paratroopers, you guys want to go to the 2nd Paras... which you probably won't because you guys don't have any orders. So let's just go and set you a garrison order down here. And then we can take the Paras and put you in the 2nd Paras. That'll work out for us. Yep, that's fine. We'll say once all of these divisions are done, then that'll be the end of it. And we've still got a fair few factories. I really don't want to do increase my sort of conscription speed at the moment because that's just going to end up causing me problems with my production speed. And I'd rather not lose too much of that at the moment. We'll keep building anti-air where we can as well. If we can keep shooting down those British fighters, it should help us out. We're now short of rubber, only slightly, but we can get that from Japan. So not too much of a problem there. That should go away. That is fine. So back down here, we're definitely getting stuff done now. So let's go and take our Raj division. We want the Raj flankers. Now what I would like to do is get you guys straight down to help out. So let's go ahead and sort of work our way down the coast with you. And I want to try and come down here and help out on this front line. Because this front line looks like it's being a little bit of a cluster. So we need to do this and sort of push Great Britain out down there as well. In the meantime, the rest of these guys are going to get excellent work done up here. So let's go and use the Italian troops that are on loan to us. Because they don't really cost us any manpower because they're not my men. So we'll go and shove those in and... yeah, we're definitely making ground now. It's going to be the end of it for those guys, I think. So many sort of reserves. That's a group of 30. 2nd Paras, medium tanks. I suppose the I know I've got the paras and the second paras in reserves. They should probably be in the German theatre. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see they've got a lot of units now. Obviously now we've got the radar, that's helping, because we can see how many units they've got. So we're going to know where it's slightly better to land. I doubt we could get the paratroopers in. So there's my first division of paratroopers. So you want to have an order to jump in to, say... Well, not where they've got men. But certainly getting in on the coast is not a bad idea. So let's say we want to para drop you in there. Yeah, and they've still got air superiority. Where's our second paras? You're the second paras. So let's just quickly delete your orders. And, well, no, I think we'll leave you actually there for now. Unread naval battle results. I wasn't even aware that we had a navy out there. It wasn't us that lost it, though, so it may have got bombed. Apparently we do still have... Maybe these ships are just trying to get to the navy. Our navy is... Why is our navy in the English Channel? You're not supposed to be in the English Channel. You are supposed to be on hold. And you are supposed to be over here. Could you be over here, please? You're in battle. There you go. Get out the channel. You're not even supposed to... I wasn't even aware that they were there, to be honest. Yeah, you know how somebody was saying that all we need to do is get 6 paratroopers into Great Britain? Look how many divisions they've got. There's a lot over here. They're staging something massive. It's going to be tricky. Lost another destroyer. Lost a submarine. Lost destroyers. Lost a battleship. I wasn't even aware my navy was out. They weren't supposed to be. So yeah, we've lost a few ships there, unfortunately. We keep getting caught as well. Although that's a fairly small fleet and they didn't have a commander, so maybe... Yeah, we lost a sub. They lost a couple of planes. Lost a few destroyers as well. So let's keep out of there. Yeah, we really are going to have to drop quite a few paratroopers in for this to work. So let's take our second paras. Let's go and delete their orders. Let's also... did that not work? Yes, it did. So you're going to para drop from there. And you're going to para drop into maybe here. So we'll let them get into there. And that will then allow us to put you onto the second paras. So it's going to be tricky. They've got a lot of units. And the first thing we're going to have to do when we land there, if we can land there, is take some ports. We've got logistic companies now. That is fantastic. Let's go ahead and get the military police and finish that line of research off. We're also going to want to increase our modern tanks. So you're going to want, first of all, a maintenance company. You're going to want a logistics company and a signal company. And you're also going to want an engineering company, but we can't quite afford to do that just yet. So let's work on all of those. How are we doing on fighters now? Jet fighters, 7,000. How many planes do the United Kingdom have? They have approximately 48,000, 47,000, something like that. They've got a lot of planes. They've also got around about 200 divisions. And they've got about, that's convoys, navy, they've got about 190, 200 ships. So, you know, they're in a particularly good spot right now. But certainly things will be better for us once this little campaign down here has finished out. Let's go and start pushing down here. These guys, actually, the flankers did get through. So what I want you guys to do is have a front line down here. So you guys go and move yourself down onto that line. And we'll do the same with the Italian troops as well once we get them down there. And in fact, I think we will just sort of... Yeah, we are marching through. But these guys have no supply at all at the moment, so they are literally cut off. Also, we need to make sure that you guys have a offensive line. Because that's why you're not actually moving in. So we'll move you guys in there. You guys need a new offensive line as well. So you guys are going to move in along there. And that should get it sorted out. Let's also just make sure we move in over there and take that province as well. You guys still working your way down? You are. That's good. Only we had some manpower. I mean, our navy's using not all that much. But yeah, once this battle down here is finished, it's going to really work out for us. We're down on those lines already. I mean, look at that. We can already see there's probably well over 100 divisions down here. Making any sort of gains here is going to be very difficult. But we can sort of channel them all into a choke point. Let's just set a front line, just so that we get the planning bonus. Why has that gone so far over there? It hasn't, it's just the way that it's rendering on the map. Okay, that's fine. If we can get in over here and take the port from them, though, I mean, that's significantly... if we can take Bangkok, that'll make it significantly difficult for them. And that might be what we use those Italian troops for if we can get down there. We are still working our way in. 3 factories we've got now. But again, some of them are still damaged. How are we doing on production? So we're still working on that port and that infrastructure, which we don't really need anymore now. It's still nice to have it. We've got a pocket up here, guys. That pocket needs dealing with. Someone's working their way in there, though, so that's fine. There's a lot of units that are just sort of sat around because they've got no supply, but these guys are all going to just get crushed. Absolutely, completely. There's no way these guys are going to be able to survive the onslaught. We've got them completely surrounded. They've got no supplies coming in. They've got nowhere to run. There's going to be a lot of units lost. If you have a look at this war, we have lost 3.2 million men. The United Kingdom have lost 2.9 million. And they're already starting to lose some of their... what do they call this? Their national unity. They're getting towards capitulation. Australia's still well within. Ireland's still well within. Obviously Canada, America, the Philippines, New Zealand, they're all going to be difficult to deal with, but not impossible. We're still having supply issues, which of course we know about. We always knew that was going to happen. Let's just go straight here through the middle. I want to cut this land up into little bitty pieces so the rest of my army can move in. And then hopefully move these guys down and we can try and use them to try and reclaim Bangkok if possible. They are starting to push in down here though, so we really do need to get some units down there. Right, I'm going to do it then, just because I know that... Oh no, they're getting in over here as well. Tank guys, go in here and do stuff, and then move in and grab that port there. And then, hopefully, you'd think the Soviet Union would be able to deal with this over here, but they don't really seem to be. But we'll take the medium tanks in, and we'll get that done. Naval convoy raid, which wasn't one of my convoys, was it? No, it was a British submarine getting sunk there. That's fine. Sink as many British submarines as you want. I'm happy with that. So yeah, we need to get in over there and get rid of those guys. I'm trying to just cut these guys in half, which does seem to be working. Now, I know you guys don't have a lot of organisation, but you really do need to start moving in and getting rid of these troops. You're not going to gain anything by just sort of sitting around in the mountains and doing nothing. Hungary want to send us some divisions again. We don't really need them to. We'll just come down here. Right, we've managed to cut that territory straight in half now. So let's go and take Italy's troops. And we want to get you down here. Because we're going to try and get into Bangkok. Actually, they're going to leave Bangkok unguarded. They're leaving Bangkok unguarded. Leaving Bangkok unguarded is very silly. So if we can get in there, we can get some supply. They've just suddenly magically grabbed some troops from nowhere, which is unfortunate for us. But again, we'll only be fighting on one front once all of this is dealt with. And this is getting dealt with quickly. You know, they're about to lose a lot of units. We've managed to clear that out. Let's get these medium tanks over here and sort this issue out. Let's just have a quick look and make sure nothing else is going on in Africa. Make sure nothing's going on in Iberia. No, we're still good there. A lot of units over here. Looks like naval invasions. But that's good, because if they move them out of the mainland, it makes it easier for me to drop paratroopers on them when we, and if we ever manage to get naval superiority. We're at war with everybody. Yeah, we don't have low manpower, to be fair. We have no manpower. There's quite a difference. There's only 2 provinces left with enemy troops up here. So once these are wiped out, we're going to be going south and helping out with this. We are struggling to get into there, to be honest. We've got so many troops down here. And yes, I appreciate that the Americans have as well. But we've got so many troops down here. I'm amazed that we're not being able to sort of push in. So this is going to be renamed to the Pacific. Is there just 1 F in the Pacific, or is there 2? Can't remember how many Fs there are. Really looks like there should be 2. I can't remember. My spelling's about as bad as my geography. I think it's 1. I'm sure everybody's going to correct me, but at least I know which one it is. That's all it is, just so I can tell them apart. So, okay, we've now basically completed all of that stuff, so that's fine. Armour, we've got the best tank that we can have, so we don't need to do any of that anymore. Support battalion's done. Let's go ahead and get the Marines and the Mountaineers just for the sake of completionism, really. Yeah, so back down here, the Italian troops, you guys are all supposed to be heading down. It looks like you're trying to, you're just a little bit slow. Let's also go then and get the light tanks on that front line. And again, I know this is a light tank division, they're all pretty crappy. But once the medium tanks get down here, we'll probably put Rommel in charge of those and retire the light tanks completely. We've managed to deal with all of that. Medium tanks, you guys are now in the Pacific campaign. You guys, I'd like you to get down here as quick as you can. So it's starting to look a bit more tidy now. Most of it is controlled by us. Can we invite any of these people to factions if they have any fascism? What about people like Mexico? Because we know Mexico, we've got a bit of a civil war going on. So you are Syndicist Mexico. Invite to faction. You wouldn't join the faction because why? Because you're in a civil war. If you weren't in a civil war, you might actually join. So everyone's all finished their national focuses now as well. Did we ever convert Canada? Were we working? Yeah, we were working on Canada. We are sort of trying to boost popularity up there. We're working on boosting a lot of popularity at the moment, which is why our political power is going down, but we have so much of it. Let's try and go Denmark. Because Denmark could be a useful staging ground, actually. I don't think we can... well, maybe we could. Maybe we could get some troops up to Scandinavia, ship them across safely to Denmark, and then paradrop them from Denmark into Canada. So that's a potential way of dealing with the US. Russia's got some divisions down there as well, so it's not going too bad. Of course, it would be nice if we could clean up some of these islands that, like, France and the United Kingdom own and stuff like that, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Let's go and bring you guys down there, because you've done that, so your front line is also going to be... you're going to have a shorter front line, actually. You're going to concentrate really on trying to take Bangkok, because we really need to grab that if we can. Now, the Italians haven't arrived yet. Not too sure why. I don't know what they're doing. It's probably down to a lack of supply again, but if we can get the Italians down here, they're going to try and... There's a lot of troops in Bangkok, but we want to try and keep them isolated into Bangkok if we can. And sort of just force them all the way out. And again, I'm keeping my eye on my jet fighters. If I can get up to about 10k jet fighters, then I might give it a go. So what I might want to do as well, and this is something I probably should have thought about in advance, but we're still building the jet fighters, so it's okay. What I probably want to do is upgrade the airfields, so we've got a little bit more room. So we'll upgrade Brittany. We'll upgrade Normandy. My theory is we'll just be able to put more planes in them. mean, you can only put a maximum of 2,000 in a single state anyway, if you've got the largest airfield available. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put some of those up to the top. And we'll just make sure that we are still... Well, we are still working on some of these nuclear reactors, so that's fine. There's always nukes. Nukes are always an option. So we're just waiting for the mid-tanks to get all the way over here. They should be able to find a way through. It's going to take them ages to get there, but they should find a way through. And we're going to start trying to deal with this mess on the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Hearts of Iron 4. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.